My name is Brenda Pogge, and I am a member of the House of Delegates. I represent the 96th House District.
Okay. Do you approve of a land trust that might potentially infringe upon the rights of small farmers?
No, that's why I'm here.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes, I can. I think in its concept that land trusts are good things and have some good intentions. But as a lawmaker, we have something that we call the law of unintended consequences. And certainly when these land trusts were created or these conservation agencies were created, it was not the intent that they would hinder the quiet enjoyment of the land, but they would facilitate it. And so in this situation, when we have what we're calling a land trust, the trust has gone out of the picture. They have run amok, they have, and I don't think that this is true for all land trusts, but certainly this is an area and an issue that we need to rethink and we need to look at. And even by the name land trust, I think when it was created through code of Virginia, that the thinking was that they could be trusted with the supervision of other people's property. But in this particular instance, it is really run amok, and we need to rethink what we're doing, and we're going to have to put some restrictions. They put restrictions on the property owner, we're going to have to put restrictions on them.
That segues perfectly into my next question. What do you think specifically should happen to the PEC since they infringed upon the rights of a small farmer?
Well, I think what should happen is not only small farmers that they're infringing upon the rights of, but I think we may have to set up some type of situation of 3 strikes and you're out. That if they can't be trusted with their trust, that they need to be dissolved. If they show a pattern of abuse, which is what has happened in this particular one. I was thinking today that this is a agency or a group that's formed to ensure the pristine nature of an area, and it's an environmental council is their name. But what they have created is a toxic environment for this particular family and others in Fauquier County and other counties. James City County, we're dealing with property rights, not with the land trust, but we're dealing with property rights issues where people their rights are being trodden on, their rights to live on their own property and make a living through the work of their hands.
Do you think that the PEC should lose their nonprofit status due to the events that occurred?
Yes, I definitely believe they should. I don't see how we can trust that land trust anymore, because the things here, and what I'm wondering really, why we're meeting at DCR, why aren't we in criminal court or civil court? Because the things that have been perpetrated on Martha Bonetta really rise to a criminal level, and certainly her civil rights have been abused.
You touched on this also a little bit, but do you think that it's fair that small farmers have their rights infringed upon and there's no oversight or accountability?
I don't think that's fair one bit. And not only that, but back in the early 70s, we created what's called the Right to Farm Act. And that has been run roughshod over. The intent of the General Assembly was to create an area of protection for small farmers and their rights to the land, especially since in most cases they were there first. And now it's a pattern across the nation of just running over the rights of small farmers. And they don't have lobbies. They don't have big lobbyists in the General Assembly or lobbyists in Washington to protect them. They are virtually orphans. And it's up to us to protect not only their rights, but all people's rights. We have a Constitution that's supposed to protect them, and they have rights under that Constitution as well.
All right. Well, those are the end of my set questions. Is there anything else you'd like to say about it?
Not anything I can think of right now, except that I grew up in an America that I was a child of the 60s. We believed in truth, justice, and the American way. And in this situation, especially for Martha, and how this agency has dealt with her, there has been no truth, no justice, and certainly it's not what I believe to be the American way. It's more like the Gestapo, jackbooted thugs.